It's been 7 months.
Since you talked to me.
Since our last episode.
Wow, I've been asleep for 7 months. I feel well rested.
Oh my god, is that cake still cooking in the oven? Man, it's gonna be like charcoal by the time it comes out.
A 7-month baked cake.
7-month baked cake.
I feel like the yeast would.
It's like, you know how they leave food to like dry age and like it's like imagine if there was like a new style of just overcooking food for absurd lengths of time. This steak was left in the oven. It was left on the grill for 8 years, just like sharp black flesh and completely absent flavor means that it's worth eating.
Like coconut shrimp and
Oh my gosh.
Oh yeah, by the way, y'all want anything for this year? I'll order it in June, so it'll be ready by August.
It'll be finally
Okay, let's get.
Alright, yeah, so Pikcast, introductions! Josh, do you want to do introductions?
Okay, yeah, because I'm at the top of the list. So, hi, I'm Josh, aka JPM. Sup?
Up next, we have...
I'm Jordan, also known as Crafted Peabody. Hey.
And then...
Hi, I'm Dave.
Not to forget... Kyle, that's you.
Wait, I was going? Oh crap, hey, I'm Kyle!
And then we have sort of an amalgamation.
Hi, my name's Kevin.
Hi, I am also Kevin.
Hello, my name is Kevin. We are the Sneaky Spies.
Yeah, we are the Kevin trio.
The Kevin trio.
I love this evolution.
For those who are curious, it's like a mini Wikipedia meetup, kind of. Joe and Tommy are hanging out with Kevin at Kevin's. So that's going on right now.
Well, wait, you
live,
tell me
but...
Kevin and Kevin are at Kevin's?
Mm-hmm. No.
What scrappy Dr. Seuss book is this?
Is this an Ed, Edd and Eddy spinoff?
Kevin and Kevin. So up next we have...
Oh, how's it going, guys? I'm Katy.
I'm Luther.
Yep, and we're a slightly smaller amalgamation, but
they had their genes mixed. They live here.
We live here, so it's not as special.
They live on Discord. And
then we have
Yeet the Almond. No, I'm Creative Sushi, aka Nathan.
Did you mess up on your own name?
I have a quick question. How exactly did Yeet the Almond come about again? I feel like it had
you told him. You told him to change his name.
No, I remember I told him to do it, but I don't remember why.
I don't either.
I said okay because I said Yeet the Almond, and then you told Nathan to change his username to that.
The Almond. Well, there you go. Thank you for clarifying that.
At least it's better than Pompadour 64. Wow, that's a flowback.
accidentally types Yeet the Almond wrong. We have Year the Almond. And then he changes it like 1 second later.
Oh, that's not many.
For anyone that's confused about that reference, that's a reference to all the way back in the very first episode where Nathan was here.
Yeah, that's a callback.
All right.
Anyway.
Yeah.
We have Pikmin stuff to talk about.
Yeah. So we have a little.
Something?
Okay.
I don't know about that.
So let's talk about Pikmin 4. It's really great. Like, I'm gonna talk about some of the changes I like the most. I like that they brought back caves.
It's not April Fool's yet.
Multiple onions, and I like that they brought back air dodging and the 5-star range.
Okay, so moving on to Smash Brothers.
Can I? Well, that's the thing. And what I like the most about Pikmin 4 is they removed all the features from the 1.9.
Oh, I can!
So, moving on to Smash
Brothers. Sorry, okay,
Like,
so
I prefer just the clicking.
oh my god.
Clicking.
Amazing.
Okay, so we have quite a bit to cover that's just kind of happened since we've last congregated. So first, Smash Brothers came out,
Yay.
and so there's a little bit of Pikmin stuff there. There is a rumor going around for a Pikmin 3 Ultimate Deluxe featuring Dante from the Devil May Cry series, whatever you want to call it.
And
we're going to be
Knuckles.
talking about that. Arlo called us out, and we're going to respond to that. Debug Yoshi has... so in Pikmin 1, there was a door and key unused item, and Debug Yoshi has actually got it to work. The last episode, if you remember 7 months ago, there was an enemy that was data mined called by Mr. Broccoli called the Usuba. The user Minty Mio on YouTube actually uploaded a better video of that. And then, quote, Balrog, who, I know he's been in the Pickcord and recently in Wikipedia community, actually has been working on hacking bosses in a bingo battle. And then, Reggie Fils-Aimé has retired as of a week ago? 2 weeks ago?
He hasn't
Something like
retired
that.
yet. He's going to.
Well, he's going to retire. That's right. The
April
announcement
15th
was.
his last day.
So that's something that we're going to talk about, and then we're going to wrap up and finish. And so we're going to start with Smash Bros. Smash Bros. Came out in December, which was 3 months ago. Wow. 3 months ago. Super Smash Bros. Ultimate for the Switch came out. And, of course, it had Olimar and Alf in there as one character. But they added, well, changes to it were like, there's the spirits. So instead of trophies and stickers like in past games, it's spirits of different Pikmin-y things. There's ones for different franchises, but we're going to be talking about the Pikmin ones and Pikmin representation in it. And so they added a bunch of Pikmin spirits. And really the two big things that I thought were cool with it was that in the World of Light, which is like the story mode, kind of, it's a very loose plot. They actually had Charlie from Pikmin 3 actually kind of an NPC, if you want to look at it that way. Once you beat his spirit, Charlie will actually open up a special little excavation site for you to go and
I think it's for like treasure hunting, right? Is it treasure hunting?
I think it's the treasure hunting.
Which is kind of funny, given that Charlie didn't go to the planet for treasure hunting. So that's interesting.
I actually never unlocked the whole treasure hunting with Charlie.
Really? It was like right there at the... You know how like at the start, it's like you go left, which I think is Marth's route.
I went the wrong direction.
Yeah, it's been long enough that I think we can talk about World of Light a little bit.
Yeah, so basic.
We had some spirits. They had a spirit for each of the Pikmin. They had a spirit for each... did they have, like, the president as a spirit?
No, they didn't have a president spirit.
No president, but they had Alf, Brittany,
Louis.
Charlie, Louie, and Olimar.
So does that mean that the president survived?
He survived the Thanos snap.
He survived.
The president's still out there.
I just imagine
he showed up at the wrong apocalypse.
I just imagine he's running away from like the beams of light, and you just hear like little running sound. He makes a little yeah, as he's running away.
Some say he's still running to this day.
I think it's interesting. I also want to add that in the initial trailer that they showed for World of Light, and the very first spirit that you fight in the game that possesses Mario is the Smoky Prog from Pikmin.
Yeah,
which is really cool because it's like
a super obscure, nice representation to have.
And it's like, imagine just being like, even sure it's like the first one, so it's like the easiest spirit in the game, but like the first spirit you encounter is a Pikmin spirit, Smoky Prog, which is like really, really gnarly, I think, because it's like
it was really nice.
So it's like so out of left field.
I know.
So they had some enemies as well. They had a Bulborb, which, if leveled up, actually transforms into the Empress Bulblax. Is that right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
That was kind of weird. It's almost like it's confirming that like the Empress Bulblax is a evolved state or like a metamorphosis of Bulborb, which
I mean, Olimar said it himself.
Yeah.
I suppose he did. I don't know. I would have expected like the dwarf. I know it doesn't make canon sense, but like the dwarf Bulborb evolving into the.
I think it's one of those things where it's like they actually did some kind of research.
Yeah.
For stuff like that, because it's just one of those things.
Sakurai always does a little bit of research when he's putting stuff like that in, which I appreciate.
Yeah, and also you can. Obviously you battle the spirits. The Alf fight was like super easy. But then the Britney fight was, like, insane.
God, yeah, I don't know what it was. It's like WWE Britney comes in with, like, a metal folding chair, and there you go.
Yeah, so Britney actually gets...
Someone please draw this?
I'm on it.
Wait, okay. Can we just talk about the yellow Wallywop spirit, where it's just a bunch of DDDs that use this?
Yes, I'm so glad that you mentioned that.
That's my favorite thing ever.
DDDs who can only use an up special to go up and down and squash you.
It's beautiful.
Oh, no, it's kind of like terrifying too if you like encounter that.
How about the red? How about the red Pikmin where it's just a bunch of tiny red?
Oh yeah, isn't
tiny
it the Incineroars? There's like 9 of them, and they just keep like showing up. God, that one was like terrifying because you can't see them at first because there's fire, and you're like, what is going on?
And they're so small.
No, I love because like a joke that I keep hearing is how one of Incineroar's moves is just like a screaming egg. So you just hear a bunch of tiny like little high pitched like egg throughout the whole fight.
As far as other Pikmin representation, we got the burrowing Snagret as an assist trophy.
Yes, we knew about this for a while, but it's just really cool to actually like experience that.
And to debunk anything, if we haven't talked about this. No, Olimar's voice is not in the game. He doesn't talk.
Remember when
yes,
Olimar's
final smash is the same, and they still have the Hakatate bombs.
Hey guys, also we should bring up the weird bug that existed with Olimar upon spirits.
That with the growing Pikmin, right?
So,
yeah, we can include footage of that.
Akulamar.
Yeah, well, it applies to any spirit that has an addition to your attack stat or a drastic one. So, for some reason, when taking in the modifier for your attack stat being boosted, before a certain patch, a recent patch fixed it, but before this patch, for some reason the modifier on Olimar's Pikmin-based attacks almost, like, multiplied that modifier. So Olimar with like aerial attacks or like smash attacks would deal like insane amounts of damage, like 400 damage at once with like a basic Pikmin.
Wait,
and its knockback was ridiculous.
I have a question. Has every Smash game that he's been in, like when the game launched, had some kind of game-breaking thing like that? Because didn't he have that in Brawl and Smash 4?
I don't know.
I know he had it in Smash 4.
Yeah,
in
Smash
Brawl,
4 was,
he was pretty strong. There wasn't really patches for Brawl, but yeah, Olimar was like really strong because of the Pikmin in that game.
Yeah,
in Smash 4, the thing was in Smash 4 was when Olimar would use his side special to throw Pikmin, if they would latch onto a character like Fox, and he would reflect, and then Olimar would whistle them back, they would do insane amount of damage. It'd be like...
That's right, yeah, they would get the damage stacked.
12 hours.
Yeah, and that kind of started the joke of Akulamar, which is Akuma, who is a spirit you can get. Akuma from the Street Fighter series. You can get him in World of Light and in Smash Ultimate, but it's Olimar.
You get him in the Dark Universe after beating Dracula. You're welcome, gamers.
Well, you can get him before beating Dracula, but
you get him in the Dracula universe.
So there's that. Another glitch that had happened that was patched, I think it was patched, is, I remember it specifically with Mother Brain, is that if you threw Pikmin onto Mother Brain when she spawned, so the Pikmin can latch on when she spawns because then she grows afterwards, the Pikmin grow with her. Now, when you whistle them back or anything like that, the Pikmin return back to their normal size. But you could get Pikmin that were like twice as tall as Olimar, if I remember.
Wait, I've actually never seen this. Can someone please get like a picture or a video?
I don't know if I could find it. I could find something, but that was just another glitch. And then one thing I want to bring up, again, going back to the spirits, is they used the Hey Pikmin Olimar render for Olimar's official spirit arc in game.
There's
which I thought was interesting.
2. You can press X and it'll also just use.
Oh, there's 2?
Yeah, for the character, for all of the spirits that are also playable characters, you can press X and it'll alternate between the art that they put in or their regular art.
Oh, that I didn't know. Never mind. Well, I mean, it's still cool that they have Olimar. They have some Hey Pikmin representation, which is.
There's also
when I say
TV spirit.
When I say their regular art, I mean their like Smash character selection screen art.
Could I bring up something really quick? I don't know if you could show things on screen, but Cameron actually did some Akulamar artwork.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that looks great.
Cosmic by our friend, Cosmic Cam. Of
I don't know if you could put that in the stream or anything, but you should probably do like.
Well, we're not streaming, but yeah, we can put it up. Post.
Yeah, and like a link to the Twitter post. Yeah.
Yeah, we can do that. So check out Cameron because he does cool art, and he did this really cool meme art of Akulamar.
This is actually my first time seeing that. That's great. We also got some music. They remixed a Hey Pikmin song or 2. No remixed music from the older games, but we got a lot of the music that they.
Were they actually remixed?
Did they remix any Hey Pikmin?
Yeah, they remixed.
There was no remixed songs from Hey Pikmin. They were just ported from the game.
Yeah.
The remix that we got was the remix of the main theme.
You're right. The
From
Pikmin 1 main
1.
theme. You're right.
We
I'm
got
sorry.
2. We got that one and the remix of the Garden of.
Oh yeah, that too.
Oh, right, yeah, that.
Which was very nice. I like that.
Yeah. Let me see. Let's see. Yeah, so they actually have the songs that they have from Hey Pikmin are "The Keeper of the Lake," "Flashes of Fear," "Over Wintry Mountains," and "Fragment of Hope."
Wait, they had. Wait, is Fragments of Hope the final boss theme?
No, yes, that's the final boss. It's the third phase theme of the Berserk Leech Hydro.
Yeah.
From Hey Pikmin. Over Wintry Mountains is from when you did the ski levels in Hey Pikmin, which I actually like that song. I think it's
Honestly, it's my favorite song out of all of the Pikmin songs to use in Smash.
They also have the Electric Cottonade and the Long Water Dimples themes, which is Flashes of Fear and the Keeper of the Lake. So it's cool that Hey Pikmin got inclusion, because I thought Hey Pikmin had really good music, so seeing that in is pretty nice. And yeah, I think that's it for Smash stuff.
So next up, we have some interesting information. There is a rumor going around. We have a article from Nintendo Insider that someone on some message board, who is actually a person who correctly indicated that the Direct would be on the 13th, the most recent Direct.
13th of February, should specify that in case a Direct shows up out of nowhere.
Yeah. He correctly predicted that date. Also is saying that Nintendo is planning to re-release Pikmin 3 on the Switch, and will include Pikmin 3 and all of the downloadable content that came with the original Pikmin 3, or that was purchased alongside the original Pikmin 3. So, how do y'all feel about that? Would y'all be happy with Pikmin?
I think it would make sense for that to happen because, like, every Wii U exclusive title has either gotten a sequel or a port to the Switch, with the exception of Wonderful 101 and Pikmin 3.
I would certainly like it that, like, so I don't have to boot up my Wii U ever again.
Let it die.
I got a question. Has anyone here ever played World of Goo on the Nintendo Switch?
Yes.
Okay,
well, I haven't played it on the Switch, but I know how it is. I know how it works.
Okay, yeah. So on the Switch version, they have a very interesting way that they replicate almost like a Wii sensor pointer, almost using the Joy-Cons. I would very much like to see that done again if they put Pikmin 3 on the.
So the way it works is with the regular Wii, they have like infrared lights that the Wii picks up, or I think just regular lights can work. I saw somebody doing it with candles. The Wii picks up the lights, and it uses those lights as a point of reference, essentially, to know where the Wii remote needs to appear on screen. Whereas with the Switch, it doesn't have that. So what they do is they use essentially a calibration. You point your Joy-Con at the screen, and it syncs it, and then from there it uses gyroscopes. And if you move up, it'll move it up on the screen.
What I find to be really cool is there's a button, I think it's the minus button, that you can just press and it'll instantly just recalibrate that as like the new center. So like you can just recalibrate on a whim with like a single button press.
Yeah.
And that's really nice.
I will say I don't think that is nice. I'm gonna say it's not as nice as Wii remotes because those don't really have to be calibrated.
And it's clearly not as precise as like the Wii Motion Plus, but I think that because I mean that's the only way they'd really be able to do motion.
Yeah.
Unless they make some sort of new Joy-Con controller, which we've seen them do with Pokemon, but it seems unlikely that they would do that for a port unless they happen to announce Pikmin 4 when they announce...
Or maybe some kind of firmware update that allows...
Yeah, they do that actually. Isn't the Joy-Cons on like version 7? The firmware?
I think so.
Something like that. I don't know. I mean, who knows? I mean, the fact that the Joy-Cons can actually be updated is...
weird.
Something that's just weird, so who knows?
Yeah. And I would either like to see them do that, or maybe release some kind of firmware update where the Switch can just recognize and use Wii remotes and nunchucks, or just release like new Nintendo Switch branded Wii remotes and nunchucks. I mean, they did that with.
It would be cool if they brought back GameCube support, because GameCube controllers work with the Switch. Yeah, just get that to work again, and then just.
Yeah, what if it was a Pikmin trilogy?
I would like to see 1 and 2 like remade with 3's graphics, but I'm doubtful on that ever being a thing. But that would be something that I'd just like to see, even if it was like the game engine stuff, so you can play Pikmin 1 without the Pikmin just falling over and then jumping into a pool to die.
I wonder if they plan to add like. I wonder if they plan to add like any extra features to Pikmin 3. Like they could. I was thinking, what if like they added back the C-Stick, since everybody complained about them not having the C-Stick support.
I mean, they'd be
cool if they were to like switch between C-Stick and the dodge whistle.
I mean, they'd be able to have both of them now since the second joystick.
Maybe just make it to where you can take your whole Switch and have it make some charge.
You throw the Switch to physically roll in game.
For each Pikmin, you just throw another Joy-Con. They expect you to buy 100 Joy-Cons.
Just own 100 Joy-Cons. That's like upwards of like $6,000.
Yeah.
I can't wait for the meta where someone invents like you just throw the Joy-Cons in a box and you just shake it, and the game thinks you're throwing Pikmin. So one person is like moving while the other person shakes the Joy-Cons.
Is this the new Nintendo? Oh my god, guys! Pikmin 4 is actually just a Nintendo Labo set. You just throw Joy-Cons. God.
They did just announce that Labo VR.
Oh yeah. I saw that coming a mile away.
Yeah, I think everybody expected that. In fact, I'm surprised how long it took.
Well, because they filed a patent for it back when like the Switch like was first revealed, so I knew it was something they were planning.
Yeah, makes sense.
Yeah, but yeah, anyone else want to say anything about the rumor?
I hope it happens.
Loafling.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah,
I mean, not in place of Pikmin 4, but it'd be nice to have.
If it did, but I don't know.
I wonder if this is true, what it means for Pikmin 4 and when that's going to happen. It could be that they want to it could be that they want to test the waters with the Pikmin game on one of their best-selling consoles.
What if it's just a Pikmin port?
Guys, I just realized Pikmin 4 is not going to be on the Switch because the Switch is selling well, and Nintendo never new Pikmin games on good selling consoles.
Yeah, they put it on the GameCube, and then for the Wii, they just remade. Put it
on the Xbox One.
Oh yeah, speaking of which, so a long time ago, I'm pretty sure everyone's heard about this by now. A long time ago, I said this not as a joke. It was more like something that I thought would be cool, but wouldn't really happen. Microsoft and Nintendo are forming a merger, and Xbox Live is coming to the Switch.
It's basically been all but like officially confirmed.
Yeah, it's leaked all over the place.
Yeah.
Yeah, and honestly, I think the reason for that is because this next generation Xbox is probably going to be the last one, and then they're just going to put all their games on Xbox Game Pass and just make it a service you can get on any platform. But yeah, and so all the games, or at least a good chunk of them, I think the 2 games they have confirmed are. It's some racing game. It's not Forza. It's some other racing game.
Ridge Racer.
Some Microsoft-owned racing game, and Ori and the Blind Forest. Those are the first 2 games that'll be made available for the Switch.
Wasn't Cuphead one of them too? What about Cuphead? Didn't they mention Cuphead?
Cuphead is.
Oh yeah, Cuphead. No, because Forza Horizon is like the same thing. Yeah, but I mean, I'm pretty sure those will come too. Pretty much any game that's Game Pass, I'm sure they'll find a way to make it work. If not, they'll just have it streamable like Resident Evil 2 or Resident Evil 7. Because like, imagine just being able to like pick up your Switch and play like Halo 1 through.
God, I would love to play Halo 1 through 3.
It's like 4 and 5 just weren't good.
They were not. Like, I'll be honest, they were not.
4 was okay, and I think 5 had some really cool. 5 was like the first game that had like dynamic resolution that I ever heard about, where they came up with this cool thing like, wow, there's a big explosion. The camera's 480p for 2 seconds.
But okay. Let's move on, because this one I actually didn't really learn about till recently. Is Arlo called us out about Pikmin 4 news.
Oh yeah, so Arlo had made a video. He brought us up quite a few times in the video saying, "Oh yeah, this is where I got my sources."
His opinions of us, Arlo.
Ah!
My opinion
that was
of your
way
pun
too good. I was not ready for that.
Arlo.
His name isn't Islo.
Islo.
Arlo.
Yeah, Arlo. He's become fairly recognizable within the Pikmin community for making Pikmin videos and stuff. I'm sure you guys have heard of him. He made a video talking about like, where the heck is Pikmin 4? And he used our wiki as a basis for a lot of the information. And one of the things he brought up, he's like, Y'all have weird dates, because we looked at the article, and the article that mentioned when Miyamoto talked about Pikmin 4 being almost complete or whatnot, the URL for the article had a different date than what the article said. So somehow down the line, we got that date thinking it was. We had actually put trivia in there saying it was different, but we had put the date as the date it happened, the earlier date. And Arlo was like, doesn't seem to make any sense or whatever. So we looked at it, and it brought up a discussion as to which is the real date. And so we actually contacted the person who wrote the article.
What was their name?
Yeah, I'm pulling that up right now. Tom Phillips.
Tom Phillips. So, Tom Phillips, Tom, if you're watching this,
you're welcome.
If you want to come on Pikcast.
So he confirmed that Arlo was right. That the later date is true. I just thought that was cool. We love it having our wiki to have the most accurate information, and we like talking to people. So
I was just more surprised that we were able to actually contact the guy.
Yeah, it was really easy. He got back to me in like less than 24 hours. So, and also Arlo, if you're watching, come get on the podcast with us. We'd love to have you.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, dude, that'd be awesome.
And if you're a fan of Arlo, tell him to come on.
I saw him at Arlo Palooza, one of the conventions that he held.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, which is really cool. And I just want to add this. We really need to, like, we as a community need to stop acting like Pikmin 4 is something that Nintendo has promised us, because it isn't. It's something that Miyamoto said unscripted, and Nintendo continues to smack him for it every time.
Mm-hmm.
Until we get someone else that isn't Miyamoto talking about Pikmin 4, then you can talk about how Pikmin was coming. Like, because what no one realizes is that Miyamoto did this exact same thing with Pikmin 3, where he was talking about it in 2007, 2008, 9, 10, 11, and then it wasn't until 12 that we finally saw it.
Mm-hmm.
And so,
that just means we have to wait until 2022.
Well, hey, we're almost there. So it's funny because like Pikmin 3 took 9 years for us to. It took 8 years for us to finally see it, and 9 years to finally get it. And like over half that time has already passed for another game.
Yeah, seriously.
Yeah.
Like time has flown.
Alright, so yeah, so there's that. Next is, so this is kind of like, I don't want to say old news, but just more updates on some older news. So Debug Yoshi, he might be a name that a lot of you in the Pikmin community know about. He didn't discover it, but in Pikmin 1 there's an unused door and key models that are, you know, set up and stuff, and he actually got them to work. So if you pick up the key and it opens the door?
Yeah, it's like you pick up the key goes invisible as if it's in some sort of inventory, and then when you walk up to the door within close proximity, it'll just like drop. The door just vanishes into the ground. So it was essentially used for like obtaining access to certain areas with the requirement of having to go to a certain area first.
You know what? I just realized something. With this bit of information now being known, I feel like that was what the original plan for... It was originally going to be incorporated into... What's the word? Challenge mode. But they, probably due to like time constraints, they couldn't do it, and that's what they ended up doing for challenge mode in Pikmin 2, is you have to find the key.
That would make sense.
Yeah, it could be something.
It was probably something that they had planned in the first game but didn't finish.
Yeah, I mean, who knows? I mean, it could easily be something that's left over from Adam and Eve, or even like 128 Marios, just because it's like. I mean, there was the leftover Sunshine stuff in the files. They were the Sunshine things, right?
Oh yeah, like the giant Mario just behind the space, the space backdrop. Oh yeah, for those
also the Goomba.
For those who didn't know, in the opening cutscene of the first Pikmin game, the space background. If you go into like the game's files and remove it, there's just like a giant floating Mario statue in the background.
Dun, 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 dun. Just a blaring Super Mario Galaxy theme plays.
Oh, I thought you were doing the Avengers theme.
Oh.
I was really confused. I was like, is Mario the key to defeating Thanos?
Yes.
With just the snap of my hands, half of the universe will be destroyed.
Oh my god.
Perfectly balanced is all it should be. Woohoo! But yeah, so...
Now I want to see Charles Martinet read the...
but that was, Debug Yoshi. Well, check out Debug Yoshi's stuff. He does a lot of Pikmin 1 hacking, and Yusuba, which is the next thing, was originally discovered by Mr. Broccoli. Did Debug Yoshi make a video
I don't know.
of it?
I actually don't know if Mr. Broccoli discovered it, but he was the first one to make a video about it. And we showed that in the last Pikcast.
He is one of like the lead Pikmin 1 hackers, so...
Yeah.
Yeah. So, but yeah. So the Yusuba, we talked about it last Pikcast, was an unused enemy that was found. It had a bunch of animations with a video uploaded by Minty Mio on YouTube. It's called Yusuba Animated, which actually has it in a backdrop at like much higher quality. We can kind of actually see what it is, and it looks like a weird cross between like
it's like a dragonfly,
like a kangaroo rat and a dragonfly.
Yeah. What?
Yeah, it looks really cool.
You know, like kangaroo rats, the ones with the really long tails.
I don't get that from it at all. But
it has a really long tail, and it has like the hind legs, the little hoppy legs.
Actually, that is a damselfly.
Damselfly. Well, it looks like
it's actually really well animated too.
Yeah, it looks really, really neat. It writhes around a bit.
So the animation that it has is actually very similar to the Dandlefly that we have in Pikmin 3. And its name apparently is part of the name of the Dandlefly in Japanese. So, and it did spawn stuff. So, what if the Dandlefly was planned for, like, ever since Pikmin 1?
I mean, that would definitely be believable. Just because,
guys, I tried to whisper into my phone what is the Japanese name for Dandlefly, but because I whispered it, it thought I said dental floss. And it comes back with Dentaru Farusu.
God. And David actually mentioned this like right before we recorded. What was it? The name Usuba is antlion, which the Nectarous Dandelion is the antlion honey holder. So.
Hang on a second. This name that you just put in the chat, Jordan, the first one is the Nectarous Dandelion, right?
Yeah, the first one is the Nectarous Dandelion's name.
Wait, doesn't that mean like, okay, so aside from the Usuba part, doesn't that mean like water fate or like water?
Well, it depends on the kanji, but the entire name translates to antlion honey holder.
Oh, okay, because that last part of the name, the Mitsumochi, isn't that also the Japanese? That is the exact same Japanese name as the Gulix from Pikmin 1.
Is it?
Yeah, Mizumochi.
Interesting.
Oh man,
it's
hold
close.
on. I can hear theories now.
Yeah.
The Japanese Gulix is Mizumochi. This is Mitsumochi.
Oh.
But it's both got mochi in it, which is like those bally substances that Nectar is.
It's an Albany expression.
Yeah.
Sure.
But yeah, so.
All right, so a little bit more hacking information. Our very own quote Balrog took some time out of his busy schedule to dive into the files of Pikmin 3 a little bit and found a way to get the main bosses found in the story mode of Pikmin 3, into bingo battle. And they work.
Yeah, he also tested out the sand belching mirror slug, and he in the video he posted, he tested it out on the what's the name of the stage?
I think it's number 3 or something.
Stagnant Sea.
The Stagnant Sea, just to see how how the mirror slug works is that there's like the mirror slug, its arena has a special terrain type to it, which allows it so when it burrows and shoots out at the top, it causes the sand to like shift, so it can cause in the cave-ins or the huge mountains that are impossible to climb, or the walls. And he was testing that out in the Stagnant Sea just to see how that affects water entities. And so he's just been doing a lot of really cool stuff with that. And yeah, it's just been really cool to see that his Pikmin 3 community apparently is just like really small up until more recently. So
yeah,
that's something that he discovered.
And you got the armored Maudad working too. It's funny how it crawls around the stage.
Because it like clips into the next like dimension for a second and then comes back.
One thing that he hasn't figured out is when the bosses die, the game crashes.
Which is probably tied to a cutscene.
Yeah, the cutscene is probably what causes that.
Which is funny because cutscenes have been the most problem in all of Pikmin hacking throughout.
Well,
it's because like Pikmin like cutscenes are like the most like scripted part of the game. Like anytime that you make a cutscene happen where it's not supposed to happen, it's like a sequence break and the game just freaks out.
That being said, it is likely possible to get rid of the cutscenes, as Neaton was able to get rid of the cutscene tied to moving the log in the Twilight River.
Where you fled the ocean. You
released the lily pads.
Yeah. That one.
Quote actually just brought up and reminded us in the chat. He actually discovered something else.
That's
in
right.
the past 7 months.
He discovered another Totaka song in Pikmin 2.
Yeah, when you go into a cave without a memory card.
Was he the one that discovered that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh.
There's actually we knew that there was a Totaka song. If you stay on the treasure select screen, it'll play it after like a minute. But now we now know it does it on the no memory card screen as well.
There are a lot of people who are bragging about saying that they've known about this since 2004, but literally there's zero proof of this.
Yeah.
So, like, if anyone has proof that they knew about this beforehand, outside of bragging about it, go for it. But as far as we're aware, Quote gets to stake his flag into this one.
Yeah, and Game Explain actually also covered it. They're like, hey, Quote figured this out. So If that many people actually knew about it, they wouldn't have done that.
Yeah.
That's
Just
cool.
want to bring something up real quick.
Yeah.
I find it a little surprising that nobody discovered it. Because
Yes!
you think that, you know, some people might have, like, started the game without the memory card in the system, so they go to find it, and it could have taken them a while, and they come back and it's playing.
Especially
it's
since...
strange that we didn't find it.
That's true, and then also, like, a lot of speedrunners actually don't use memory cards because the loading is faster.
Well, I mean, if you're
if you're using
if you're not using a memory
hold up.
card, like, you're probably going to skip
Hold
the
up.
prompt anyways.
Hold up, I have a question. Wait, not using a memory card is faster?
For speedrunners, when you're playing the game,
Yeah, 'cause
since
that is-
otherwise...
Wait, how is that the case? Because in between every sub-level, the game prompt brings up that, like...
They're very fast. They actively select no and continue on.
Which is faster than saving.
That's impressive.
But you
'Cause
also
when
have
I
to
was a
think,
kid... I'm sorry, what's going on?
you also have to the point as to why speedrunners would be more likely to hear it is because they probably, you can imagine they might take breaks in those places.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
Maybe.
Nobody would
Well, I
be
guess you could take a
speedrunning that
break
way.
literally.
But speedrunners don't. At least people who run Pikmin 2 don't ever pause. They keep going until they either pay off the debt or if they're doing an all treasures.
Well, yeah, but I
until
mean,
they
if
do
they're
that.
training, like
Yeah, if they're
training,
just
but then,
testing
then
stuff.
that being said, they could literally pause it anywhere. It's not like they're
Yeah.
just gonna choose between the cave.
Also, segmented speedruns are kind of a dying breed.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, I have something to say. So, I just want to take a moment to admire speedrunners that have instincts that fast to hit no when it asks you if you'd like to go to the memory card loading screen. Because when I was a kid, my parents did this really scummy move where they would buy me video games and say that I couldn't get a new video game until I beat it, but they would actively not buy me a memory so that I could never beat the game unless I beat it in one sitting. And so most of my weekends in like 4th and 5th grade consisted of me just trying to get as far as I could in Pikmin 1 and 2. And there would be a lot of times where I would get like, it would be like around like day 12 at this point, and I finally get all the Pikmin types. And then going into one of the caves, I accidentally just instinctively hit the, yes, I would like to go back to the memory card loading screen because there is no memory card. And so then I would lose all my progress, and that makes me really... But then one year, I made sure my parents weren't following me, and I asked my grandparents for a memory card for Christmas. And then my parents were upset. My parents were upset because they had to buy me games.
Oof.
All
right, so
is there anything else?
pretty
for
much.
that?
No, I think that's it.
What about the big man?
Yeah,
Purple
Pikmin.
our beloved purple Pikmin.
Which, in the original, notes for this, I had no idea what the heck Purple Boss Pikmin Man meant. I was very just confused and sat there for a few minutes trying to, decipher this Egyptian code.
Then I guess you don't feel just like a purple Pikmin, then.
No,
Your body
my
wasn't
body's
ready.
not ready.
His body
The
is too busy to
Reginator.
lodge safely in the hole.
The Reginator has announced his retirement. He's retiring pretty young. He's got a good life ahead of him. Yeah, he's gonna have a fun time.
Yeah, I mean, I'm glad that he's just retiring. I'm
Yeah,
glad
he's going in good
Oh,
health.
Because when I saw that he was retiring, I was like, oh, please don't tell me he's cancer or something. He's going to die in a couple. Nope. He's just retiring so he can spend time with his family. I mean, he's well off. He's wealthy enough to where he doesn't really have to work anymore.
Yeah, he's retiring young.
Yeah. Also,
And he's,
can we just take the time to appreciate that how fast he rose through the ranks of Nintendo? Because when he was hired not to the marketing, the board of marketing, and in just 4 or 5 years, he made it to CEO of Nintendo of America.
It's really cool.
I mean,
and he held
that
it
was
for-
around the time though with the GameCube, right?
Yes, and he held it for, I believe, almost 15, 16 years,
Yeah.
like that. Yeah, and he did a really good job. And
Usually
now-
though, if it's if a company's in a dire crisis and he's doing it, I think he probably helped keep the GameCube from flopping much harder.
Yeah.
and
I
the
think it's
Wii
due
U.
to, yeah.
He
So
did what
he
did.
deserved his position. He was good at marketing.
Yeah, he did a really good job. Also, I learned this afterward, but did you know that he did some commercials for Pizza Hut before he worked at Nintendo?
Really?
I
funny.
didn't learn that until recently.
I didn't know
but yeah,
that.
There's a commercial where he's like, you know
What
how every
specifically
pizza
did you bring
commercial
to
ever is like,
Pizza
looking
Hut?
for a good time? It's just him talking.
That's
That was
great.
Dude,
really cool.
I want to find some Reggie pizzas.
I haven't seen that in any of the Reggie tribute videos.
No, what's it called? Review Tech USA talked about it in his tribute video. Arlo also brought it up in his.
Donkey.
But
Donkey made a tribute.
oh, did he? Oh yeah, he did. I haven't watched it. But,
It's just
yeah.
a silly collection of
And
videos.
what's it called? But yeah, it's sad to see him go. His last day working for Nintendo is April 15th, and then
Yeah.
he will be replaced by Doug Bowser.
By the Bows himself.
The
That's actually
Bows.
his name, Doug Bowser. And
Who is the
I
spawn
don't know
of many
why he
memes.
chose April 15th because that's a Tuesday. It just seems like a very
That is odd.
day to quit on.
It's odd.
Maybe
And he made a really cool video announcing his retirement and that, you know, he's leaving in good faith and he's a big fan of Nintendo still. He wishes us all well and he enjoyed his time there.
That Doug Bowser, that even though his name is Bowser, that he would do a good job at
Yeah.
keeping Nintendo safe.
I don't know, I thought it was really nice, the video he did. It was,
Okay,
Yeah, the
that
video
wasn't
was
something he had to do.
There's a part of that video where he says, like, Nintendo's always been about putting smiles on thousands of faces, but let me tell you that you all have put thousands of smiles on mine. And I was like, well, my heart just been stabbed in the soul.
Yeah, it was really nice. You know, he didn't have to do that.
Yeah.
It was really cool. It
You
shows
could
that he
tell
was
he,
really
like,
in there for the community.
There were
and stuff.
some points where I could it sounded like he was losing his composure.
Yeah.
Well, just
Almost,
because it felt
yeah.
like it felt like, and I mean lose his
Which
composure.
is
like, it
rare
sounded
for
like-
him.
Yeah, like you could like his voice would like quiver a little bit
Yeah,
at like some points.
It's similar to when he gave his his eulogy to Iwata at the Game Awards after Iwata passed away.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Where like you could tell he was like very sad but trying to keep his cool. But yeah, it was nice to see him do that. It's a shame that he won't be there for E3 this year. Or maybe he'll still.
He'll
be
probably
there,
be there. He just won't be on stage, I'm guessing.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then what was it? So Doug Bowser actually, he. And again, people might be a little freaked out about this at first. He was the marketing director for EA before he got work at Nintendo. But
And
that was
notice how
about.
after he left. Now EA sucks.
But
Yeah,
to
he
clarify,
literally like left, and like a little bit after when he left was when EA started doing a lot of things.
Yeah.
Like Mess Up Sims, Commander Conquest, Spore.
to clarify, he's been working at Nintendo for the past few years. So
Mhm.
Yeah.
it wasn't like he left E3 and now he's the CEO of Nintendo.
You
He's
mean
been
EA?
working- EA. He's been working at Nintendo.
It's funny because EA actually announced that they're not going to be at E3 this year.
Yeah, they did.
Doug Bowser left E3, but E3 is Yeah, so
I really hope that he has like good stage presence. Like I hope that like at E3 he'll be there on stage talking.
Yeah, give him the trophy.
I hope he dresses up as Bowser.
He'll probably.
I'm just imagining like a big like furry Bowser suit, like a furry.
Like, I don't know if you guys have known, anytime that Doug Bowser has been on camera in the past, in the background, Mario and Luigi is always tied up.
Yep.
Wait, really?
So, like, yeah,
Yeah.
in every video
Yes.
that he's been on, because his name is Bowser, and so,
That's
like,
great.
it's weird because, like, no one knew about Doug Bowser, really, until now. Like,
I
Doug
knew
Bowser was,
about
like, a name you'd mentioned Doug Bowser, and you're like, who?
There were a couple articles saying, "Oh yeah, Doug Bowser works at Nintendo." now."
Yeah,
We're like, oh, cool.
some people would bring it up, but then it would just become, like, forgotten after, like, 3 days.
Yeah. But now he's
I
the
remember when they
president.
first brought him up. I remember I told my mom, and she was like, "Wow, they just."
Like that's his only qualification.
I think someone actually asked him if like they hired him because his name was Bowser, and he said that he wasn't really sure because like the name Bowser didn't even occur to him. So like he was like maybe I really don't know.
I think.
So,
But yeah,
good job,
so
Reggie.
I'm
Thanks for
expecting-
all your service.
Yeah, and I'm expecting a good year, at least one good year, just because I don't want to think too far ahead with Doug.
Yeah.
Yeah, this really is a whole new like chapter for Nintendo. I mean, you went from like the drastic like malperformance of the Wii U and like the loss of Iwata, loss of Reggie, all like and you have all this new stuff coming in. Like we have
Like VR.
Yeah, we have
yeah, we're getting
VR.
VR now.
There's, I mean, Bowser. What's the name of the new president of Nintendo?
Furukawa.
Furukawa. Yeah, Furukawa, the younger guy.
Yep, who can speak English.
Yeah, apparently he can speak 7 different languages fluently because he was sick and tired of having a translator translate everything for him.
Yeah, he's a super soldier.
We still have Enuma, we still have Miyamoto, and we still have Charles Martinet, so...
Yeah.
We still got
some, I mean...
So, Nathan, why did you say that? Now we're gonna have jinx.
You're right, I jinxed it. I'm gonna... knock on wood.
Bill?
Moto's gonna get
Bill. No, Bill was fired, remember?
Bill was fired.
Yeah, Bill was fired.
Reggie's last leaving wish was that Bill left, too.
I really hope that little Japanese kid, just like anytime it's Bill Trennan, it's just the Japanese kid.
Wasn't that Reggie's son?
Bill Trennan coming on the stage? Bill? It's just a kid.
Wasn't that Reggie's son?
I don't know.
I thought it was.
I thought it was just some Japanese kid. I don't know.
Oh yeah, they just picked him off the street.
No, I don't know who the kid actually is, but the whole joke of that character is in reference to one of Mega 64's skits, since they were the ones that helped Nintendo make that video. They threw
I didn't know that.
Inside jokes into that.
That's cool.
And then I mean, this is kind of a more minor thing. Not Tommy and Tara. Is it Kid and Cat?
Kit and Cat from WarioWare?
On the Nintendo channel where they have...
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, Kid and Cat.
Nintendo Minute
where they have them playing, like, just games and stuff. They started that again. I mean, it was one of those, like, really minor series. I never really cared about it that much. They stopped doing it for a little while, and it started... I think it actually just started back.
Well, they were doing
Deltarune.
They were doing the Nintendo Power podcast.
Oh,
they didn't stop that, I don't think.
I don't know. I just know that the Nintendo. I was about to say the Nintendo Power Hour. It's not Nintendo Minute. It's like where they sit down and they do like a mini Let's Play. They started that again with Deltarune.
Because that's on the Switch now. Cool.
Guys, okay. So, after all these years, I never really thought about what Reggie's ethnicity was. Apparently, both of his parents were immigrants from Haiti. So he's Haitian. I just thought that was an interesting fact. I didn't know that.
Cool.
Oh.
Well, I think we've been on this topic long enough.
Yeah,
I
mean, there isn't a whole lot more to go over.
Yeah.
I mean, we're talking about Pikmin here.
Yeah, it's Pikmin. We haven't had a whole lot of news, but we have to put out a Pikcast because that's what makes the news. So, because they always announce news right after we record Pikcast.
Yeah, so hopefully here's hoping.
Before we end, how about each of us list one thing we'd like to see at E3 this year?
Okay. Josh, go first.
Hold on. Give me. I'd like to see.
Or whoever has an idea can go first, really.
I want to see Animal Crossing.
Oh, that's right. Animal Crossing coming out this year. I don't know if I'd put that on my list of things I want to see.
What about you, Jordan?
Honestly, just anything Pikmin.
It would be nice. I do hope, though, that if we are going to get that Pikmin 3 port for the Switch, I hope they don't talk about it at E3. Like, just give us that in a Nintendo Direct and just leave E3 for, like, new games.
If they are going to talk about it at E3, I feel like they should talk about it for the Nintendo Treehouse.
Yeah, I can see that as well.
Because
they have announced games at the Treehouse before. That's where they announced Metroid Samus Returns. I'm gonna go an obscure route, and I know it won't happen, but I just like for Ubisoft to announce a new Rayman game. But I know they're not going to because the creator Rayman's busy working on Beyond 2. I at least hope that we'll get, like, I don't know, a release date for that game, because I've been waiting for that game for how many years now?
I got an idea. Wonderful 102.
That would be nice.
I want to see DLC for some stuff. Because we didn't get...
Hold on. The DLC for what?
Just something. We didn't get DLC for Mario Odyssey. We didn't get DLC for...
It already has 999 movies.
Well, I know, but they could have
We did technically get Balloon World.
We got Balloon World.
Yeah, there's Balloon World, and then there's kind of all the new costumes.
No,
talking
I
like paid DLC.
I changed my answer. I want a trailer and a release date for Bayonetta 3. That's what I want for E3.
That's
Yep.
I want Prime
what about
4,
you?
but
What do
it's
you
not
want
going to happen.
I don't know. There's so much. They're already coming out with the new Legend of Zelda little
Yeah.
Which one is
Oh,
it? The remake of
maybe we'll get
Link's
a
Awakening?
that one.
yeah,
Chibi.
Link's Awakening.
I want to
Something
see
that
another
I
Zelda game
wanna
like
see.
Breath of the Wild.
I have a feeling. I was actually talking about this with Joe when he's here. I have a feeling that not this E3, but next E3, we'll see a trailer for the next like major Legend of Zelda.
Woo!
It's a feeling I have because they have a problem where they like to show those way too early, and so I have a feeling we'll probably see it next year and we'll get it in like 2020.
You know,
Okay,
this
I
just
got-
occurred. Well, no, I know what I want to see, and this is going to be really weird to show it off at E3. I'd like them to talk about Dr. Mario World.
Oh yeah,
On the phone game.
Yeah,
I'm
'cause,
actually
'cause
excited
they're
about
supposed
that.
to be doing a Dr. Mario mobile game, which like at first is really, really weird, but after playing 99 Tetris, it's like this could actually work,
dude.
because it would just be an online Dr. Mario.
Okay,
versus
wait,
game.
Katie just had an incredibly morbid idea. She's like, what if the Dr. Mario world was like Pokemon Go? You actually had to travel to like morgues and like the hospital.
Oh my god.
Bad.
Actually, speaking of
Oh my
dead bodies, I got an idea what I'd like to see at E3.
I think it's time to wrap up the podcast.
I'm gonna agree.
Wait, let me talk. Okay, so I want them to do, so if there happens to be a thunderstorm at E3, I want them
Okay,
to go,
that's all we have for today's video.
I want them to go to Andrew Jackson's grave and get like a Frankenstein-like device and hoist
They
it
did a
up.
TV show about this.
Him.
Alright, that was Pikcast number what 20.
Oh, I don't even know.
22?
Yeah, 22,
And
I
real
think.
quickly, I just want to say, I want to see from E3, or at least soon, an announcement for Virtual Console, SNES, and N64.
Yes.
They started doing SNES.
Or even I want an N64 Mini.
Oh,
That
this
too.
is episode 23.
23.
Pikcast episode 23.
Isn't there at least one SNES game that's on the Nintendo Online?
Is there not?
No.
They don't have Super Mario World yet.
No.
That's a sin.
Yeah.
So, hopefully by Pikcast 25,
24.
we are covering something like actual new Pikmin news.
And hopefully we see you
Since-
guys sooner
since-
than 7 months.
Since 24 is probably gonna be the April Fool's Day one, if I were to guess.
Maybe.
Possibly.
I don't know what you're talking about.
And,
we don't do April Fool's
and then
jokes.
when
Right.
Andrew Jackson is
Oh my god,
resurrected,
Kyle.
he goes to like the Federal Reserve and starts throwing.
Who unmuted him? Who gave him permission to speak?
We had to
Who
pull
let him out of the
Kyle
box?
leash a little bit harder.
Oh, hang on. Before we wrap up, one last little bit of information we should throw is just like the official confirmed dates for the meetup this year. So, the Wikipedia annual meetup this year will be happening August 10th through August 18th. Happening a little bit later than it normally does, but this is better for a maximum to get the maximum amount of people that we can. We haven't determined the date that the Bingo Battle tournament will happen, but it will be so we'll probably have an answer come pretty soon, I imagine. But
Yeah, when we get closer to the date, we'll probably have that information more on the
We'll
tournament.
definitely have a Pikcast before that happens, and we will let everyone.
Yep.
Yeah.
Alright, cool.
Alright.
Alright, shall we
So,
say our goodbyes?
yeah, hold on. I'm about to really.
He just died.
We're good. We're good.
He's about to
No,
drop
I'm
the
still here.
fattest G.
Josh.
Uh-oh.
He's like, I'm about to, and then died.
Josh is
just
about to
yeeted
drop the
onto the
fattest
floor.
yeet.
This podcast is gonna keep on going forever, isn't it?
He's charging up. He's charging up the fattest yeet in the world.
Josh, use bind.
Sorry.
You see his power level.
Sorry, my audio just the Discord audio just stopped. I was sitting here and then it was just like dead quiet, and I was like,
We
"What's
thought you were
going on
charging up
here?"
like a really, really fat yeet.
Yeet.
That's
That was kinda weak.
disappointing.
Not bad, not bad, not bad. Wikipedia. You made
I didn't want to use more than 1%
power.
of my power for a yeet. Sorry.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, since that's all it is. Until next time.
Oh, come on, Kyle.
that was me saying goodbye.
All right, start over, Josh.
Okay. And with that being said, captains dismissed.
Loafling.
Must make noises at this part.
Wait, I forgot I had a slide whistle.
All right, y'all. Thank you.
Okay, no. For a split second, I thought that was Kyle like
Yeah,
broke
sit
into
down
a
here.
car. It sounded like a car alarm.